And we continue from inside the Alamo Dome as we get ready for this matchup between the Arizona Rattlers and the San Antonio Talons. Glad to have you along here on KZDC San Antonio, 1250 ESPN. I'm Jason Minix. If you're watching on ESPN3, glad that you have tuned in, whether you're a fan of the Talons or the Arizona Rattlers, because as I understand it, they don't have a local TV or radio broadcast for this game, but thanks to ESPN3, you Rattler fans are able to tune in to the Talons broadcast here tonight. The Talons being introduced here inside the Alamo Dome. Let's take a look at the starting lineups, and we'll start with the San Antonio Talons. And at quarterback, it will be Matt Baziner, who replaced Shane Boyd in the second quarter last week. Played well after signing with the San Antonio Talons about a week and a half ago. Baziner will get the start tonight for San Antonio. In the backfield will be fullback number 28, Michael Benson. Your receivers for the San Antonio Talons, Brent Holmes, P.J. Berry, and Doug Pierce. On the offensive line, Tavaga Schornenberner and Mokut Ruffins. Defensively for the San Antonio Talons, you've got on the defensive line, Micah King, Mark Wafoda, and Brandon Cisse. Your linebackers are Pierre Turner and Jamar Ransom. In the secondary, DJ Johnson, Kelvin Rogers, and number 20, Maurice Holmes. For the Arizona Rattlers, who come in with an undefeated record at 12-0 on the season, Nick Davila is the quarterback. His numbers this year, mind-boggling, and he's got some great wide receivers. Starting tonight for wide receivers, Nick Miller, Rod Windsor, and Maurice Purify. In the backfield, it will be running back Alex Singleton, and on the offensive line, Williams, Carter, and Huey. Defensively for the Rattlers down front, Dukes, Hawthorne, and Pycock. Linebackers are Glasper and Kellum, and in the secondary, Brown, Chapman, and Floyd. The Arizona Rattlers in their white uniforms, white helmets, white jerseys with some aqua trim, white pants. The San Antonio Talons in all black here at home in the Alamo Dome. Black helmets, black jerseys with white numbers, and black pants. Good crowd on hand on this Saturday night. The day before Father's Day, the day before the San Antonio Spurs could clinch an NBA championship. Great buzz in this city for all sports, including the San Antonio Talons. It should be a fun one here inside the Alamo Dome tonight. About time for the national anthem here inside the Dome. We'll come back after this quick 2-minute timeout on 1250 ESPN San Antonio. 2 minutes.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled
All right. Moments away from kickoff here inside the Alamo Dome between the 1 and 11 San Antonio Talons and the 12-0 Arizona Rattlers. The Talons have yet to win here inside the Alamo Dome. Their one win came on the road. San Antonio 0-6 at home. They are 1-5 on the road. The Talons have lost 6 straight, while the Arizona Rattlers are 7-0 at home, 5-0 on the road. And, of course, at 12-0, they have won 12 straight. You date back to last year, winning the championship. They are on a crazy good win streak. But, again, the Talons played them tough in Arizona back in April, losing 69-59. And even though it was a loss, it was one of the better games that the Talons had played. Now, the week before, they had beat New Orleans, taking out the Voodoo in New Orleans, where they won 68-33. But also, when you look back at that game back in April, Shane Boyd was the quarterback, and a number of the key players in that game they're hurt now for San Antonio, including Robert Quiroga. So, it's hard to take too much out of what San Antonio was able to do against the Arizona Rattlers. DJ Stevens also had a huge game then. Of course, he's out with the shoulder injury now. Lots of guys on the IR for the San Antonio Talons. The injury update brought to you by the San Antonio Orthopedic Group as they do the coin toss at midfield. The San Antonio Talons win the toss. And let's see if they're going to go on offense first. They're going to receive. Looks like they're going to defer to the second half. So we'll get a chance to see Nick Davila in action extremely early in this one. And, you think about, and I was just talking about it with Coach Lee Johnson, the standings. And the San Antonio Talons technically very much alive in the playoff schedule. Now, they will need a lot of things go right for them. But when you look at the standings in the National Conference, the West Division, the Talons at 1-11, the LA Kiss are 2-9, and then Arizona obviously wins the division. They're 12-0. But in the Pacific Division, San Jose is 8-4, Spokane is 6-6, Portland is 3-9. Spokane and San Jose are playing each other tonight. The LA Kiss and Portland Thunder are also playing each other tonight. So if the San Antonio Talons are able to get on a roll over their final 6 games and win out, including tonight or even next week, stranger things have happened. And you look at the schedule, obviously a brutal 2-game stretch here with Arizona tonight and at Spokane next week. But then Jacksonville, Cleveland, the LA Kiss, and New Orleans Voodoo for your final 4 games for the San Antonio Talons. Jacksonville is a 4-7 team. The Cleveland Gladiators are solid at 10-1. But then you've got the LA Kiss, as I mentioned, they're 2-9. And the New Orleans Voodoo are also 2-9. I stand corrected. The Arizona Rattlers will go on offense first. Back deep to return the kick are Keith Brown, who played his college ball at Texas A&M. San Antonio wins the toss. They defer to the second half. With a new starting quarterback, I thought for sure Coach Lee Johnson would want to get on the offense first, get them going, but maybe he wants to try to set the tone with the defense. He was wearing a Jack Lambert jersey earlier today. Ready to play some football here inside the Alamo Dome. Get this thing kicked off and let's play some ball. Garrett Lindum will do the kicking honors for the San Antonio Talons. Of course, he used to play in Arizona for these Rattlers, but he's from the Austin area, wanted to play closer to home, and now he is. And we are underway here in the Dome as Lindum gets a good kick. It will go off the left netting, fielded cleanly by Brown, who comes up and gets hammered. Oh boy, Jeremy Richardson just lays out our Keith Brown inside the 5-yard line. So if anything, the San Antonio Talons come out and deliver a quick blow on special teams. But they've got to be able to play some defense and get some stops against a team that doesn't get stopped very often. The Arizona Rattlers come in averaging in total offense nearly 300 yards a game and 65 points. Davila back to throw on first down out in the flat. Has it complete to Purify, who is tackled immediately by Kelvin Rogers. Short gain on first down. Pickup of 7, so maybe not so short. Second down and 3 for the Arizona Rattlers. Davila on the season, 241 of 351. 89 touchdowns, only 7 interceptions. Here's a pass that is deflected and into the seat. Should have been caught by Rod Windsor, but he bobbled it a couple of times, and that's a souvenir for a fan. Smart guy, gives it to the lady he's sitting next to. Third down and 3 at the 11-yard line. Arizona has converted 54% of their third down opportunities this season. 67% of their fourth down opportunities. Defensively for San Antonio, they allow conversions on 46% of the time, and looks like they're going to give Arizona an easy first down here. I believe it was Marco Voda that jumped early, so it will be a first down by way of penalty. And as we were talking about with Coach Lee Johnson in the pregame show, that's the kind of stuff that drives him nuts. The mental mistakes where you're in position to maybe get a stop. And on 3rd and 3, Davila's got 2 opportunities to get 3 yards, but now he doesn't even have to work for the first down. He's got some yardage and a fresh set of downs. First down and 10 from the 16-yard line, just underway here in the Alamo Dome of a scoreless game. Davila under center. Boots in motion. Davila going back to throw, looking downfield. Has Windsor wide open across the middle. He makes the catch, gets tackled, fumbles the football. It's recovered by San Antonio's Joe Lopez, but the official is going to say that he was down. Rod Windsor was down at the 19-yard line. Some of the Talons defenders are encouraging Lee Johnson to challenge the play. Looking at it again, it would be down by contact, so the right call made by the official. No way Lee Johnson challenges this one. He's got his hand on the flag, but he's leaving it in his pocket. That was a nice play by Rod Windsor. 1st and 10 in Talons territory for Nick Davila. Going back to throw, the left-handed quarterback fires one into the end zone. It is caught for a touchdown, Rod Windsor, and the Arizona Rattlers strike first at 6-0 with the extra point try to come. Nick Davila outstanding on that drive. The one incompletion was one that should have been caught. Redemaran is the
75
kicker for this extra point.
75.
He's 53 of 60 on PATs this season. There's the snap, a little bit behind the holder, but the kick is up and good, and it's Arizona 7, the San Antonio Talons 0 with 13:04 to play here in the first quarter here inside the Alamo Dome on 1250 ESPN San Antonio. Back here inside the Alamo Dome, the Arizona Rattlers score on their opening possession. Nick Davila was fantastic. For whatever reason, the live stats on the arena website not updating, so I can't give you the exact numbers for Davila. It says team stats available after game begins. Well, it's underway. 13:04 to play here in the opening quarter. Arizona with the early lead. P.J. Berry back to return the kickoff for the San Antonio Talons. San Antonio leads the league in return yardage, and P.J. Berry has been outstanding in that category this season. Of course, P.J. Berry coming over after playing for the Pittsburgh Power a season ago. Arizona getting set to kick off. Barry leaning up against the wall in the Coors Light cold zone, waiting for the whistle from the officials, and here we go. 7-0 Arizona with the lead. San Antonio's got to play catch-up. Ball falls off the tee. Can't blame the wind. But apparently Craig Rattlers, who played his college ball at Marshall, had trouble setting it up. Now we're ready. His first kickoff of the game, a good one. Up high off the left netting. Barry fields it cleanly, turns it up the field. He gets across the 5, and he's going to be brought down at the 10-yard line. Good solid return for the San Antonio Talons. And on the tackle, look like number 2, but they don't have a number 2 on their roster, of course. Maurice Purify. How is Maurice Purify not on their roster? 1st and 10 for the Talons. They officially spotted at the 11-yard line. Baziner under center for the San Antonio Talons. His first start. Going back to throw, going long, and nobody home, and this one's going to land in the stands. A clear miscommunication between Baziner and Doug Pierce. Pierce cut off the route. Baziner was going long the entire way, and that ends up in the seats. And when I say it that way, if there were a receiver there, it was a catchable pass. Not like he just completely threw it away. Baziner spells his name Bassuener, but it's pronounced Baziner as he's back to throw on second down. Hit. Shakes off the potential tackle, and he's going to run and maybe pick up a yard or 2. It's going to bring up 3rd down and long here for the San Antonio Talons. Baziner was telling me with the S's, you pronounce them as if they are Z's. Baziner. Interesting guy. We'll talk to him coming up at halftime. I recorded an interview with him pregame. Does a lot of acting in the sense as a double for actors in sports-related movies. He plays a lot of quarterback on TV and in the movies. On 3rd down and 9, Baziner under center, gets the snap, going back to throw. Looking downfield, fires and overshoots. P.J. Barry incomplete, and that will bring up 4th down and 9 from the 12-yard line. San Antonio not good this season on 4th down conversions, just 16 of 41 for 39%. Already trailing in this game by a score of 7-0. San Antonio could ill afford to go 4 and out here, give Nick Davila a short field. Barry Pearson, Brent Holmes all lined up on the wide side of the field. Baziner under center, gets the snap, going back to throw, under pressure, fires, and it is tipped and incomplete. Should have been intercepted by Keith Brown. He dropped it, which is probably a smart thing because it probably saves Arizona about 20 yards. So the San Antonio Talons go and turn it over on downs on their opening possession, and they will give the ball to Nick Davila and the Arizona Rattlers at their own 12-yard line. So a very short field for Davila and the high-scoring Rattlers to work with here, and they already have a 7-0 lead, looking to add to it. And that has been the problem with San Antonio all season, is they dig themselves into such early holes, play better late in games, but by then, hole is too deep to dig out of, which is why they are 1-11 on the season. San Antonio Talons will hit the road following this game. They've got a tough road trip next week to go out to Spokane, Washington to take on the Shock. Then they're back home for 2 games. July 6th against the Jacksonville Sharks, July 12th against the Cleveland Gladiators, before heading out on the road for the final 2 weeks of the regular season. They'll be in Los Angeles to take on the Kiss on July 19th, and then head down to the Big Easy to play at the New Orleans Voodoo on July 26th. And if they're somehow able to get on a huge win streak, postseason play, although doubtful that they would host a game here inside the Alamo Dome if they were to somehow make it into the postseason. But Jacksonville and Cleveland coming up on July 6th and 12th, respectively. Get your tickets at SanAntonioTalons.com. Davila on first down, back to throw, floats one into the end zone, and it is knocked away. Maurice Holmes rips the ball out of the hands of wide receiver Kerry Reed for the incomplete pass. Not much zip on that pass from Davila. Well thrown ball, though. But Maurice Holmes able to get in there, get his hand on the football, and rip it out of the arms of Kerry Reed for the incompletion. Second down and 10 from the 12-yard line now for the Arizona Rattlers. Windsor will be in motion. Davila back to throw. Looking downfield. Hits as he fires it, but finds Maurice Purify wide open for the touchdown. And it's 13-0. 2-3 Talons secondary guys looking at each other, trying to figure out who blew their assignment. DJ Johnson points to his chest as to say, my bad, because my goodness, was the wide receiver wide open.
Number
13-0 with 9 minutes to play here first quarter.
And 75.
Greg Rattlers set to add on the extra point here for the Arizona Rattlers. There's the snap. Kick is up, and it is good. And it's now Arizona 14, San Antonio 0 here on 1250 ESPN San Antonio. Thanks. Well, after the San Antonio Talons were unable to convert on 4th and 9, Arizona took over with the short field and took a couple of plays to get into the end zone and extend their lead to 14-0. And that's been the issue for the San Antonio Talons all season long, is they get into early holes and they're unable to climb out of them. And same thing is playing out here in this game tonight. Arizona has won back-to-back championships and an undefeated year so far, seemingly on their way to try to three-peat. Although, as we're finding out in the NBA playoffs, not easy to three-peat in any league, anywhere. Kelvin Rogers back deep to return this kick. P.J. Berry returned the opening kick for the San Antonio Talons, but it will be Rogers here, who's had a good return, but he won't have a chance as it bounces off the netting and into the seating area. Rogers averaging 20.5 yards a return with one touchdown, long of 57. P.J. Berry has returned 2 kicks for touchdowns, averaging about 22 yards a return. But that one goes into the seats, so it's a touchback. 1st and 10 from the 5-yard line for the San Antonio Talons. Already trailing in this one 14-0. 8.5 to play here in the opening quarter. Baziner under center. Brent Holmes in motion. Baziner going back to throw. Fires out in the flat. Holmes makes a catch up against the wall around the 23-yard line. Great grab by the East Central High School product here in San Antonio. Brett Holmes doing a lot of work before the game with Baziner, working on that very specific route, and that is the first down of the game for the San Antonio Talons. First completion of the game for Matt Baziner. Going back to throw on 1st and 10. Looking long for Pierce in the end zone. Corner route, flips over the wall into the Arizona bench. Did he hang on to the football? He does not. Incomplete. What an effort that time. Looking at a replay here, he stretches out going across the goal line. In fact, never had it as he went over the wall. It hit his fingertips, bounced off, but he still flips over the wall into the Arizona bench, and not one Rattler player tried to break his fall onto that concrete floor, as you might expect. There was a penalty, though, apparently on Arizona. I did not see the call looking at the replay or even see a flag, but they did move the ball. So it's now 1st and 10 from the Arizona 22-yard line. What an effort that time by Doug Pierce, though. Handoff. Good run. That play will get about 6 or 7 yards. Call it 7. 2nd down and 3 right at the 15-yard line here, as the San Antonio Talons, for the first time tonight, able to put some offensive plays together. 2nd down and 3 from the Rattler 15. Talons break the huddle. Holmes and Pierce split out to the right. P.J. Berry to the left. Holmes the high motion man. Baziner gets the snap. Going back to throw. Looking for Brent Holmes. Makes the catch up against the wall. Hangs on as he's knocked into the wall by Marquise Floyd. But that will be another 1st down for the San Antonio Talons. Brings up 1st and goal, as Brent Holmes was pressed up against the wall. Finished up the run in the end zone, but clearly down up against that wall. Brent Holmes off to a fast start. Baziner under center, 1st and goal from the 8. Hands it off. Rumbling up the middle is Benson. And he gets, it looks to be around the 5-yard line. 3 yards on that run for Benson, who averages about 3.6 yards a carry and about 18 yards a game. Gets 3 there, so it's 2nd down and goal from the 5. Benson does have 10 rushing touchdowns this season. 3 receivers to the left side. Baziner under center. Gets the snap. Looking, and he's going to take off and run for it, and will only pick up about 2 before he is slammed against the wall. He gets up just fine. Baziner with a running element. So we'll see what the Talons do here on 3rd down. Looking at the replay, looked like he actually kind of dove into that wall. Not a smart play for a quarterback. Especially for the San Antonio Talons, who have dealt with so many injuries to their quarterback. I'm going to guess Ray Philly, Ali Johnson say, hey, don't dive into the wall. 3rd down and goal. Baziner is going to keep it himself, goes around the left side, tries to circle back, fighting for extra yardage, and barely gets back to the line of scrimmage on what looks to be a designed quarterback run. And Matt Baziner does have that element to his game where he can run with the football, but now you're looking at 4th and goal from the 2-yard line. And it's actually more difficult to complete passes in the Arena League when you're this close, really even in outdoor football, because you've got such less room to work with. Pierce, a very tall wide receiver, splits out to the left. When I saw very tall, 6'5", 210 pounds. B.J. Berry in motion. Baziner going back to throw. Looking, fires into the end zone, incomplete. There is a flag down in the back of the end zone. I believe Pierce was being held. We'll see if San Antonio is able to get a cheapie on a 1st down here, but Pierce was held, and you could see it, and they dropped the flag. So I know Arizona fans might not like the call, but it was clear, and it was holding against Arizona. So that will give the San Antonio Talons an automatic 1st down, as they were unable to convert on 4th and goal from the 2. But now they've got a fresh set of downs at the 1-yard line. 4 opportunities from the 1 to try to get on the scoreboard here with just under 4 minutes to play in the opening quarter. The Rattlers leading the Talons 14-0. Baziner trying to get Pierre Turner in motion. A handoff to Benson into the end zone. Touchdown, San Antonio. Pierre Turner leading the way. Benson into the end zone for his 11th rushing touchdown on the season, and San Antonio is on the board. Garrett Lindum coming on to kick the extra point. Pierre Turner, linebacker, looked a little confused as to what to do on the offensive side, but Benson knows what to do with the football, and that's get into the end zone, and he does. Baziner, the holder for Garrett Lindum. There's the snap. The extra point is up and good, and we've got a new score. It is Arizona 14, the San Antonio Talons 7 with 3:10 to play in the opening quarter here on 1250 ESPN San Antonio. Thank you. Well, back here inside the Alamo Dome, the San Antonio Talons put together a solid drive there. A couple of big catches by Brett Holmes, the touchdown run by Benson, and it's now 14-7. Arizona leading the San Antonio Talons. Now the Talons defense has to go out there and get a stop. Easier said than done against Nick Davila and the Arizona Rattlers and their offense, which has been clicking all season as they are undefeated on the year. Lindum set to kick it off. Brown to return it for the Rattlers. Off the left netting, Brown fields it clean, turns it upfield. He's got a seam, but gets upended. Did he lose the ball? He did, but they're going to say down by contact after Kelvin Rogers took out his legs, and Brown had to somersault his way to the ground. He got flipped up, and yes, the ground did cause that fumble. San Antonio, though, has been able to get the ball popped loose by the ground twice, but maybe that's foreshadowing for a takeaway or two in this football game. San Antonio awful in that plus-minus category, though, and Arizona's pretty good at getting takeaways and keeping the ball. San Antonio minus 16, Arizona plus 15. Here's a high pass into the stands, and wide receiver Tyson Poots got friendly with the guy sitting in the front row. They didn't make out or anything, but they could have. Incomplete pass, second down and 10. Tyson Poots, who spent a little time inside the Alamo Dome with the Dallas Cowboys during training camp a couple of years back. Then played for a few years with Utah before that franchise folded. Davila back to throw, fires out in the flat, nobody there, and another one into the seats. That's back-to-back bad passes by quarterback Nick Davila, and now it's third down and 10 from the 8-yard line. About 1:45 to play here, opening quarter. And this is the area where Lee Johnson just goes nuts when the team is unable to get stops on third and fourth down. Davila on third down and 10, going back, has all day to throw, fires a bad pass, but there is a flag down. It's going to be pass interference against Joe Lopez. And that's what drives Coach Lee Johnson nuts when you get a penalty on third or fourth down to give the team a first down.
Automatic first down.
And that was clear as day. Joe Lopez is upset with the call. I haven't seen the replay yet, but just watching it live, it was clear that Lopez was interfering with the intended wide receiver. And so that will be a first down for the Arizona Rattlers after Nick Davila had thrown two bad passes. And really, that pass wasn't that good either. First and 10 now from the 18-yard line. Davila back to throw, looking downfield, fires over the middle, has it caught Poots makes the catch at the 20. Now they're going to move up 19-yard line. That's a first down as Tyson Poots able to make a nice catch across the middle of the field. And it's another first down here for the Arizona Rattlers. Under a minute to play here in this first quarter. Davila under center. Purify in motion. Looking for Purify. Nope, that's Poots. Touchdown, Arizona. 27 seconds to play in the quarter. It's 20-7 Arizona. Extra point try to come, and they will kick the extra point before the end of the quarter. And again, you go back to a 3rd and 10 situation. Poor pass, but a pass interference penalty extends the drive. 2 plays later, touchdown Arizona. Clock strikes 0, but they should kick the extra point here before the end of quarter timeout. We'll come back after the break with the kickoff following the touchdown. That will also be the first play of the second quarter. Here's the extra point. Kick is up. And good. It's 21-7 after 1. Arizona leading the San Antonio Talons here on 1250 ESPN San Antonio. Good Lord. Man, having no game tracker is brutal. Are you running the ESPN Twitter account? Are you running the ESPN Twitter account? Oh. First quarter tonight. Seems like the first quarter for the San Antonio Talons all season. Turn it over on downs. Don't get stops on defense. Dig yourself a big hole. 21-7 our score at the end of 1. The Arizona Rattlers leading the San Antonio Talons. Jason Minix with you here inside at the Alamo Dome. You can follow on social media. Follow the San Antonio Talons at SA Talons. You can follow me at Jason Minix, M-I-N-N-I-X, or you can follow ESPN 1250 at ESPN 1250. Lots of different ways to connect during the broadcast. As the Sky Dancers are wrapping up their routine, the first play of the second quarter will be an Arizona Rattler kickoff as they score on the final play of regulation with the moving clock. The extra point kicked with no time showing. But San Antonio in position to get a stop defensively, and a defensive penalty. Pass interference on Joe Lopez gave Nick Davila a fresh set of downs, and he cashes in. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns for the Arizona Rattlers here inside the Alamo Dome. Kelvin Rogers back deep to return the kickoff for the San Antonio Talons. P.J. Berry returned the opening kick, but it's been Rogers back for the last couple. And here's the kick as we start the second quarter. It will be off the upright, hits the iron, bounces up, fielded in the end zone by Benson, who's going to rumble out to the 3-yard line. Fortunate bounce there for the San Antonio Talons that they were able to get that one, that it hit the netting, hit the iron, bounced over Rogers, but the fullback Benson was in prime position. Michael Benson, a big guy. Of course, he's got the only touchdown, but at 6'1", 250. The Florida A&M product knows how to handle the ball and does there, saving grief for the San Antonio Talons. Gets the ball out to the 3-yard line. First and 10 for the Talons. Baziner under center. Going back to throw. No, actually handed it off to Benson. Baziner's got a nice fake after the handoff. The fullback lines up so close. Some fans stood up blocking my view, and I could just see the quarterback going back. Thought he was going to throw it before you realized it was a run. Our perch not very high inside the Alamo Dome. Ideally, we were about 10 feet higher. You could see the entire field. Baziner back to throw here for Brent Holmes and has it knocked away. What a great defensive play by Jeremy Kellum of the Arizona Rattlers, jumping the route, swiping over the shoulder of Brent Holmes to hit that football. Solid defensive effort there by the Arizona Rattlers to bring up 3rd down and 8 from the 5-yard line. Baziner now 3 of 8 passing in this football game. Brent Holmes has all 3 catches. P.J. Berry, the high motion man. Baziner going back to throw, firing long for Brent Holmes. Adjusts on the fly, dives, makes the catch at the 1-yard line. What a grab by Brent Holmes as he adjusted in midair to come down with a heave from Baziner. 1st and goal, San Antonio Talons. A highlight play for sure for Brent Holmes and the San Antonio Talons. First and goal at the 1.
Personal foul, helmet-to-helmet hit, defense number 19. Half the distance to the goal, automatic 1st down.
And a penalty, a personal foul penalty on the Arizona Rattlers, Marquise Floyd, for unsportsmanlike conduct. So they'll move it half the distance to the goal. So inside the 1-yard line, 1st and goal. Benson in the backfield, gets the carry. Benson trying to rumble out to the left side, makes a move into the end zone. Touchdown, Benson. His 2nd score of this football game. And the San Antonio Talons are once again within 1 touchdown of the Arizona Rattlers. Michael Benson with his 2nd touchdown. But Brent Holmes with that fantastic catch sets up the Talons in prime position. Garrett Lindemond to add the extra point. There's the snap. Kick is up and good. And it's now Arizona 21, the San Antonio Talons 14, with exactly 12 minutes to play here in the first half on 1250 ESPN San Antonio. You know, such a big sports weekend here in San Antonio, with the Spurs going for their 5th championship in franchise history tomorrow night. Game 5 at the AT&T Center. You've got the U.S. Open going on, the World Cup, the College World Series. The Texas Longhorns back in the College World Series for the first time since 2011, and they blow a game today against California Irvine. California Irvine, their nickname is the Anteaters. They scored 3 runs on 5 hits in the 8th inning to beat UT 3-1. So if Texas is going to win the College World Series, they're going to have to do it through the losers bracket, and they will face the loser of tonight's Louisville-Vanderbilt game in an elimination game on Monday afternoon at 2 o'clock there in Omaha. Here, it is 21-14. San Antonio trailing the undefeated Arizona Rattlers. San Antonio set to kick it off. It'll be interesting. If San Antonio chases one of the possessions with an onside kick, because that's what they have to do, is create additional possessions. If they can't get stops on defense, they'll have to do it on special teams. Of course, this one, kick deep, hits the iron. There's a loose football, still rambling out there. It's touched, and it's recovered by Garrett Lindum. He's got a chance to return it. He's at the 2-yard line fighting for the end zone. It looks like a rugby scum, and finally he's going to be stopped at the 1-yard line. Arizona players were pushing the pile away from the end zone. Talons players were pushing the pile towards the end zone, and ultimately kicker Garrett Lindum recovers the kick off the iron, and he gets tackled and dropped at the 1-yard line. First and goal, San Antonio, with 11:41 to play in the second quarter. The Talons have the opportunity here to tie this football game up with a touchdown and an extra point. Baziner is on the field. Benson in the backfield. Michael Benson has 2 rushing touchdowns in this game. First and goal, Baziner will keep this one himself, and he gets into the end zone. Touchdown. Matt Baziner on the quarterback sneak. It's 21-20 with the extra point try to come. One play after getting the ball, the loose ball that hit the iron on the kickoff, the Talons are able to score.
Number 71.
And in a game featuring
71.
record-wise the worst team in the league and the best team in the league, 5 minutes into the second quarter, it's a 1-point game, and if the extra point is good, it will be a tie game. There's the snap, the kick. It is up, and it's no good. Off the upright, and Arizona still leads it 21-20 with 10:45 to play here, second quarter. We're back after this on 1250 ESPN San Antonio. Well, we got ourselves a football game here inside the Alamo Dome. Arizona leading 21-20 after the missed extra point by Garrett Lindum, who came into the game 58-61. 2 of 3 tonight. He doesn't miss often, but the former Arizona Rattler misses one to keep his current team from tying his former team. Of course, that drive after his kick hit the upright took some wild hops, and he made the recovery. Garrett Lindum set to kick it off. Could magic strike twice for the San Antonio Talons? Lindum gets this one off the netting. Brown turns, fields it, turns upfield, gets hit inside the 5, and works his way to the 6-yard line. And so Nick Davila and the Arizona Rattlers offense will take over with 10:34 to play here in the second quarter of a 21-20 game. You know, reading the Arizona game notes, the game preview reads, and I don't know who wrote this for Arizona, in week 7, the Rattlers were expected to make short work of the San Antonio Talons, but the world champions made the struggling Talons look like world beaters. Now, same situation here tonight. Davila back to throw, gets it complete to Tyson Poots, who makes the catch crossing the 15 up to the 16. That will be a first down for the Arizona Rattlers. You know, aside from that blowout win over New Orleans, the only win that the San Antonio Talons have collected this season, their best game was in Phoenix against the Arizona Rattlers. Last season, Arizona destroyed San Antonio twice. Davila back to throw on first down, gets it to his Singleton out of the backfield, his fullback, for a completion up to the 20-yard line. Second down and 5, call it the 21. That was a nice play run there by the Arizona Rattlers. Poots and Windsor are on the right side, coming in motion is Kerry Reed for Davila. Second down and 5, fires it out to Windsor. He's going to have the first down and then some, breaks a tackle, then finally gets upended at the San Antonio 15-yard line. Lopez on the stop for San Antonio, but a nice run after the catch for the Arizona Rattlers, Rod Windsor. Another first down for the Arizona Rattlers. Tyson Poots will be the high motion man here for the Arizona Rattlers. First and 10 from the 15. Davila going back to throw. The lefty fires out wide open in the end zone. Touchdown, Rod Windsor and the Arizona Rattlers. It doesn't take them long to answer the back-to-back San Antonio touchdowns and extend their lead to 27-20 with the extra point try to come. That is the second time Windsor has gotten wide
Number
open
65 and 75
in the end zone for the Arizona Rattlers.
And 75.
Rattamorn on for the extra point. Snap is a little high. They get it down, kick is up, and it is good. And it's an 8-point lead here for the Arizona Rattlers with 7:41 to play here in the first half. 28-20 our score. Arizona leading the San Antonio Talons on 1250 ESPN San Antonio. Thanks, man. You know, I tend to forget that when we're on ESPN3, what we say during the breaks are out there. Ryan Knowles, I see you tweeting at me. Appreciate it. It's always nice to take fans behind the curtain, hear what it's like, I suppose. Hey, but we finally have stats. Eight-point Arizona lead, 28-20 here inside the Alamo Dome on 1250 ESPN San Antonio, KZDC San Antonio, or if you're watching online on ESPN3, glad to have you along. Good Arena Football League game to this point. Didn't start well for the San Antonio Talons as they fell behind early. Worked their way within 1. Now they're down 8. Kelvin Rogers back deep to return the kick from Craig Rattamorn. Rogers has taken one to the house this season. Won't have an opportunity here. Well, he does. Off the netting and the slack net. He was able to field it, brings it out, but doesn't get far. Typically here in San Antonio, when it gets into the slack netting, it drops out of play, but that time he got a good bounce and was able to field it and return it. Makes the 5-yard line. That's where San Antonio will start this drive. 7.5 to play in this second quarter. Pearson Holmes split out to the left. P.J. Berry, the high motion man on the right. Baziner back to throw, struggling, Rundles out of the end zone. He's got some running room. Baziner gets pushed out of bounds near the 15-yard line. Let's see where they're going to spot him. They are going to spot him just shy of the 15-yard line. Strong run for the Talons quarterback to bring up 2nd down and 1. Baziner replaced Shane Boyd in the second quarter last week as they were unable to get anything going in the first quarter last week and fell behind to the Orlando Predators. After Baziner came in, the Talons actually outscored Orlando, but the hole they were in too big to get out of. 2nd down and a yard, call it the 14-yard line. Baziner back to throw, looking downfield, in trouble, and he fires this one into the stands to avoid a sack. Heads-up play there by Matt Baziner. That one becomes a souvenir. Jack Harris, season ticket holder since day one. Jack and Rhonda Harris always right at midfield, and Jack comes down with a football there. Jack Harris and Rhonda, one of the more loyal San Antonio fans, and I say that they travel a lot to away games. 3rd down and 1. Quick pass out to Brent Holmes. A play that doesn't work the way Ray Filial, the offensive coordinator, was hoping it would. That was essentially a long handoff, and they lose about a yard. So after the 9-yard scramble on 1st down, incomplete pass on 2nd down, minus 1 yard passing on 3rd down, and you're looking at a 4th and 2 situation here for the San Antonio Talons. Michael Benson has run the ball well a couple of times tonight for touchdowns. They've got to get a 1st down here. Brent Holmes in motion. Arizona jumps offside, so San Antonio's got a free play. Baziner avoids the sack and then gets sacked by the guy he got out of the sack from. Antaj Hawthorne was on the ground, nearly got him. Then Baziner went back the other way and did get sacked, but there should be an offsides penalty.
Defense number 70. 5-yard penalty results in a 1st down.
Offsides penalty gives the Talons an automatic 1st down, but there is an injured Talons player, and that is offensive lineman Shannon Tavega, who is still down on the ground getting tended to by trainers. Injury update brought to you by the San Antonio Orthopedic Group. Tavega still on the ground. We'll take a quick break here on 1250 ESPN San Antonio. Shannon Tavega able to walk off under his own power, but the San Antonio Talons so thin at the offensive line position. I mean, this team has had so many injury issues that they have had to deal with this season. It's not even funny. Next man up 4:35 to play here in the second quarter. 1st and 10 for the Talons from the 18-yard line. And the Hawthorne, the nose guard for Arizona, jumps before the snap, hits the center, and pushes him back into the quarterback. He's saying that it might have been a false snap. He's adamant about it. It's clearly one of those plays that you're only going to know if you're the center and you're that nose guard. Hawthorne is livid, though. There is a discussion, and we'll hear from the
defense, number 7-7, 5-yard penalty.
And they are calling it on the defense, so no false snap, if you will. But, I mean, he leveled the center, who is number 51 or 61, not on my roster. First and 5 for the San Antonio Talons. Baziner going back to throw under pressure, scrambling, fires across the middle. Pierce is there, makes the catch, driven into the wall at the 15-yard line. Broken play turns into a big play for the San Antonio Talons. 1st and 10 after the great catch by Doug Pearson. Credit Matt Baziner keeping that play alive, keeping his eyes downfield to find Pierce cutting across to help out his quarterback. Spotted at the 14-yard line, just inside the Arizona 15. 3:35 to play, 28-20 Arizona with the lead. P.J. Berry will come in motion. Pearson Holmes on the left side as well now for San Antonio. Baziner gets the snap, going back to throw, fires it to Benson out of the backfield. He breaks a tackle, rumbles down to the 9-yard line before he's finally brought down. And it was Hawthorne, the nose guard, out there making the tackle for the Arizona Rattlers. Great job of running out of the backfield by Michael Benson after the short catch. 2nd down and 5 from the 9-yard line here for the San Antonio Talons. All 3 receivers to the left side, which is the wide side of the field. Brent Holmes in motion. Baziner back to throw, fires it, and it's incomplete. Two Talons linemen are still down on this play, as P.J. Berry just drops one that should have been caught. Would have been a touchdown. Everybody's up. Looks like everybody's staying in the game. P.J. Berry will have nightmares about that drop later tonight. 3rd down and 5 from the 9-yard line. Berry, Pearson, Holmes to the left side. Baziner under center. Holmes in motion. Baziner fakes the short pass. He's going to run for it, design run, and flips it out of bounds. Just giving a souvenir to the fan who falls over the seats. I think a fan might still be down. It's 4th down now for the San Antonio Talons. No thoughts of bringing in the kicker here. San Antonio 0 for 1 on 4th down conversions in this game. They haven't been good on 4th down all season. And you go back to that drop by P.J. Berry that should have been a touchdown. Berry, the high motion man here on 4th down. Baziner going back to throw. Pump fake, scrambling, fires. Berry is there, can't make the catch as it's knocked away by Jeremy Kellema. The Arizona Rattlers and the San Antonio Talons turn it over on downs. Baziner scrambling, had to get rid of it, does. And credit the defense with knocking that one away, more than a drop from P.J. Berry. But on 1st down in the end zone, Berry just flat dropped an easy score. So 2 times tonight the San Antonio Talons have turned it over on downs. Score remains 28-20. Coming up on the 1-minute warning, 1:06 on the clock now. But Arizona a chance to score before halftime now and extend their lead. We're at the 1-minute warning here inside the Alamo Dome. It is Arizona 28, San Antonio 20 on 1250 ESPN San Antonio. Well, it's been an entertaining first half, to say the least. A little frustrating for the San Antonio Talons. Twice unable to convert on 4th down, and once on a 3rd down and 10. Defensively commits a penalty that leads to a 1st down for the Arizona Rattlers, and then of course they go and score right after that penalty. And the Arena Football League is a game of possessions. You got to get stops and you got to score. I mean, that's what it's all about. And San Antonio has blown a couple of opportunities on both sides of the football, but they're trailing only by 8 right now, partly because they were able to recover a kickoff that bounced off the iron and score after Garrett Lindham returned that fumble, if you will, to the 1-yard line. And that's really the difference in the game, but they've got to get a stop defensively here. The Talons could ill afford to let Nick Davila get on the in the end zone right before halftime and go down 35-20 into that locker room. Emotionally, it'll be a huge lift for this Talons team if they're able to get a stop. Davila fires over the middle. Tyson Poots makes a great catch across the 15 up to the 17-yard line. Each team has 3 timeouts left. 1st and 10 now for the Rattlers as they hurry up with 42 seconds showing on the clock. Davila under center. Purify in motion. There's a pass to Purify. Makes the catch. Gets dropped. And that's going to be another 1st down right at the marker. 2 plays, 2 first downs, and Arizona will burn a timeout here with 29 seconds. But they have flipped the field in a hurry with back-to-back completions, 1 to Poots, 1 to Purify, and they've got it 1st and 10 now at the Talons 17-yard line. The Talons defensive line getting 0 pressure on Nick Davila, and the receivers are finding space in that Talons secondary. 29 seconds to play before halftime. Coming up at halftime, I'll play an interview that I did earlier with new starting quarterback Matt Baziner. Interesting story about how he ended up back with the Talons, and I say back, he was with the Talons when this franchise was in Tulsa. Why he left the arena game and why he is back and what he's been doing in the meantime. And I promise you, you've seen him working, even though you didn't know you were watching him work. That coming up at halftime. Back to live action. 1st and 10 from the 17 after the Rattler timeout. Davila back to throw. Flags down. Catch is made by Windsor. He's going to be tackled around the 8-yard line. But the penalty, I believe, is going to be offsides against San Antonio. I believe Pierre Turner may have jumped early. Let's check in with the official, Adam Savoy, when he makes the call. And if you're Arizona, you decline this. That play did take 4 seconds off the clock. Still no official call.
Approach to the second neutral zone. Defense number 3. That penalty was declined. The result of the play is a 1st down.
It was a penalty on Pierre Turner. The penalty was declined. The completion was good for a 1st down. So it's now 1st and goal for the Arizona Rattlers. 25 seconds on the clock. Defense needs to make a play here. Clock winding now, down to 18, and Nick Davila will burn another timeout. Coach Kevin Guy of the Arizona Rattlers is steamed that the clock started running. It'll be interesting if they put time back on. 9 seconds did run off the clock, but I believe it was the right call after the 1st down to wind the clock after the penalty was declined. And it doesn't appear that they'll put any time back on. So there'll be 17 seconds. Yep, 17 seconds on the clock for the Arizona Rattlers, who are down to 1 timeout. 1 timeout here for Arizona. But plenty of time to run several plays here. San Antonio needs to get a turnover, get an interception, and Davila doesn't throw many of them. 7 on the season. Tyson Poots will be the high motion receiver. Purify on the left side, but the Talons take a timeout defensively. It's almost like the end of a half in basketball with, let's show your formation and take another timeout and reset defensively. So San Antonio down to 1 timeout now. For the San Antonio Talons, they will get the ball to start the second half after they won the opening toss and deferred. And if Arizona scores on this play, the Talons will have about 12 seconds or so to try to do something before halftime. But I think it would be fairly demoralizing to play this well in the first half and go down 2 scores at halftime. Davila under center, gets the snap, hands it off to his big running back who's rumbling, still on his feet, and he's down at the 1 yard line with 12 seconds on the clock.
Timeout. Arizona.
Singleton on the carry. Arizona burns their final timeout with 12 seconds on the clock, but Singleton surprising the Talons defense on the run and nearly gets in. Mark Wovoda and Pierre Turner, among others, in on the stop there for the San Antonio Talons. But it's going to bring up second down and goal from the 1 yard line. 12 seconds on the clock. And you wonder if they ran the ball there just to make sure they didn't score too quickly to give San Antonio an opportunity to get a quick touchdown before recess. Windsor to the left, Poots to the right, Purify in motion. Second and goal from the 1. Davila going back to throw, fires back of the end zone, caught, touchdown Purify. Maurice Purify on the touchdown grab with 9 seconds to play before halftime to make the score 34-20.
Illegal defense, number 3. Incorrect linebacker rushed. That penalty is declined.
Illegal defense penalty against San Antonio doesn't matter. Penalty declined. Touchdown to Purify counts. 34-20 the score with the extra point try to come. Rattamorn to kick it here for Arizona. 9 seconds, which is time for San Antonio to get a play or 2 off. Kick is up and good. 35-20 the score. We're back after this on 1250 ESPN San Antonio. The Arizona Rattlers have scored on every one of their possessions. Nick Davila with 5 touchdown passes here in the first half. Davila came into the game with 89 touchdown passes. He's added 5 to that total tonight. He'd only thrown 7 interceptions on the season. He hasn't added to that total tonight, to the chagrins of Talons head coach Lee Johnson. Talons need to get some sort of stop, some way to flip the field. And again, Talons in striking distance, turn it over on downs at the 8-yard line with a minute to play, and the Rattlers able to get it into the end zone. Rogers back to return the kick. Short kick, will it even make the net? It won't. Rogers with a chance to bring it out across the 5. He's at the 10, the 15, breaks it near side, now reverses field, looking for somewhere to go, going the wrong way, gets a nice block. Rogers still going, using up all the clock. It's at 000 and is going to be pressed up against the wall at the 23-yard line. An entertaining return.
That's the end of the second quarter.
but it doesn't lead to a score. It does lead us into halftime, where the San Antonio Talons trail the Arizona Rattlers 35-20. We'll take a quick break, come back. The interview I did earlier today with Talons starting quarterback Matt Baziner, very interesting young man. We'll hear that interview coming up after this quick timeout on 1250 ESPN San Antonio. Thanks. I'll be back. How long? All right. able to get stops in turning. And then, of course, Arizona gets a touchdown right before halftime, and that is where we are now. Our halftime score, Arizona 35, the San Antonio Talons 0. The Talons will get the ball to start the second half, and you look at the numbers, and Nick Davila, just another fantastic night as he's had a fantastic MVP type of season. Davila 14 of 19 for 164 yards, 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. Rod Winter with 5 catches, 73 yards, 2 touchdowns. Tyson Poots has 3 catches, 42 yards and a touchdown. Purify has 3 catches, 24 yards and 2 touchdowns. For the San Antonio Talons, Matt Bassiner 7 of 15 passing, 93 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. San Antonio getting it done on the ground. Bassiner 6 carries, 14 yards and a touchdown along a 9. Michael Benson has 4 carries for 7 yards, 2 touchdowns, a long of 3. Receiving leaders for San Antonio, Brent Holmes 5 catches, 75 yards, a long of 44. Doug Pierce has 1 catch for 13 yards. Michael Benson 1 catch for 5 yards. No catches in that first half for P.J. Berry, who did have 1 big drop. Easily would have been a touchdown. two hands right on the number 8, and P.J. Berry dropped it in the end zone. The Talons ended up turning it over on downs on that possession. A very costly drop for the San Antonio Talons. Kelvin Rogers on kick returns, 2 for 39 yards. Kelvin Rogers also has 4.5 tackles in this game, 4 unassisted tackles. Maurice Holmes has 3 unassisted, 3.5 total. Jeremy Kellum has 4.5 for Arizona. Second half underway. P.J. Berry returns the kick off the net. Good return as he is able to get across the 10 and just shy of the 15-yard line, or maybe right on the 15-yard line. Ends up in the seats a little bit. Hands the ball to a young kid who's got a big smile on his face. San Antonio Talons trailing 35-20 as we start the second half. 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. Quarterback Matt Bessiner. Again, solid first half for the Talons quarterback, but no touchdown passes. Bit of a surprise. He can play an Arena League half and get 3 rushing touchdowns, none through the air. Bessiner back to throw on first down. Misses badly his target, Pierce. Pierce took a step and sat, and Bessiner threw it as if he were supposed to run a 4 or 5 yard route. The 6'5" Doug Pierce stretched for it to make it look a little better, but that was just a bad miss on first down. 2nd down and 10 for the Talons from the Arizona 15-yard line. Brent Holmes will be the high motion man. P.J. Berry on the right side, Pierce on the left. Bessiner back to throw. Fires out in the flat to P.J. Berry. He makes the catch, trying to make one miss. Can't do it, only picks up a couple of yards. But P.J. Berry gets his first catch of this football game. And it's going to bring up 3rd and long for the San Antonio Talons. Third down and 8, ball's at the 17-yard line. Berry to the right, which is the short side of the field. Now he'll go in motion to the wide side. Nope, comes back to the right. Bessiner back to throw, looking downfield, looking long for P.J. Berry, who ran a post route, and Bessiner threw an out route, and it's 4th down and 8. P.J. Berry and Matt Bessiner haven't been on the same page all night long. And Berry trots back to the huddle. They don't appear to say anything to each other as far as the miscommunication, but clearly that's what it was. 4th and 8. San Antonio 0 for 2 on 4th down conversion tries in this football game. Bessiner back to throw. Under pressure, steps up in the pocket. He's going to try to run for it, ducks his head. He's going to have the first down and more. At the 10, at the 5, and he stretches out. They're going to spot him at the 3-yard line where he got pushed up against the wall trying to stretch out, but he broke a tackle around the 20 to ensure the first down, and now he's got the San Antonio Talons set up 1st and goal. That might be the longest run of the season for the San Antonio Talons by any player. Certainly for Bessiner. All 3 receivers to the right side. Brent Holmes in motion. Benson in the backfield. Benson on a toss sweep to the right. Stops. Tries to cut back to the left. Turns it up the middle. And hat trick for Michael Benson. His 3rd rushing touchdown of the game. And San Antonio scores on the opening possession of the second half to cut into that Arizona lead. Garrett Lindham coming on for the extra point try.
Is eligible, 71.
35-26 is the score. Bessiner is the holder. Lindham, who missed an extra point kick earlier. There's the snap. Kick is up. Kick is good. And it's 35-27 with 11:10 to play, 3rd quarter. Arizona with the lead on San Antonio on 1250 ESPN San Antonio. Well, I tell you what, so far in this football game, the San Antonio Talons offensively have done their part. The defense needs to get a stop. The Talons got a takeaway on special teams when Lindham was able to get one off the bar. San Antonio recovered that. It was Lindham who recovered it, and of course that turned into a touchdown. But the Talons defense has yet to stop Nick Davila. No turnovers and no stops on fourth down. And San Antonio's got to somehow get a stop and, of course, cash in on that stop to try to even up this football game. Can't keep trading touchdowns with the Arizona Rattlers. And you know they'll get a stop or two. Their defense is too good. There's a reason they are 12-0 on the season. The ball off the iron does count as a fumble for Arizona on special teams. Lindham set to kick it off. Brown back to return the kick for the Arizona Rattlers. Garrett gets a good strong kick here. It'll be high off the left netting. Comes down to Arkeith Brown, turns it upfield. He's got a bit of a lane, and Arkeith Brown crosses the 15. Lindham is there to make the tackle and really does a good job of holding him up before his teammate, number 14, David Little, comes and finishes off Arkeith Brown. Garrett Lindham squares him up, grabs on the leg, hangs on, and then David Little comes and finishes off Arkeith Brown, but an outstanding return to midfield, and that is where Nick Davila and the Arizona Rattlers will take over for their first possession of the second half. 35-27. Arizona with the lead and the ball. Davila back to throw on first down, and Purify wide open touchdown. Kelvin Rogers bit on the fake and then was 10 yards away from Purify when he makes the grab in the end zone. Easy pitch and catch, and Arizona needs just one play to answer the San Antonio touchdown. San Antonio looks like they worked so hard for every play, every big play, every play whatsoever, and Arizona just makes it look easy on this San Antonio Talons defense. 41-27 with 10 minutes to play third quarter. Redamorn on for the extra point try. Kick is up and good, and it's 42-27. 9:54 to play here in the third quarter. We're back after this here on 1250 ESPN San Antonio. Well, it doesn't take long for the Arizona Rattlers to answer the San Antonio Talons touchdown. One play for Nick Davila. 42-27. Arizona back with that two-touchdown lead on the San Antonio Talons. From what I understand from Matt Loschman from Arena Fan, lots of Arizona fans tuning in tonight. Of course, the Rattlers don't have their own radio or TV deal, or at least one that they travel with. So we appreciate the Rattler fans that are tuning in online at ESPNSA.com, or if you're watching on ESPN3 or listening here in San Antonio on the radio on 1250 ESPN. P.J. Berry back deep to return the kick. And for San Antonio, they've got to keep scoring. Defensively, they've got to somehow come up with a stop. But that seems to be the name of the game for Arizona. They don't turn the ball over much. Plus 16 in the turnover department coming on into the season. Now, San Antonio's taking care of the ball tonight. No interceptions, no fumbles lost, but they've turned it over on downs twice. P.J. Berry fills this one high off the net. Turns upfield. He crosses the 5. Flags everywhere on the field. Berry slips down at the 10. Still no whistles. And he'll be tackled at the 10. Couldn't do much after he slipped down and got back up. So we'll have to check what the...
During the return, holding receiving team number 2. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
Joe Lopez called for the holding penalty on the return for San Antonio. Second big penalty against Joe Lopez tonight. He had a pass interference penalty on either third or fourth down, I can't remember, but gave Nick Davila an easy first down when it looked like San Antonio had a chance to get off the field defensively. So that turns out to be a 7-yard penalty against San Antonio because Berry was stopped at the 10. They spot the ball at the 3-yard line. 1st and 10 from their own 3. 9:15 to play, third quarter. Baziner under center. Going back to throw. Fires. Little makes the catch. And he is tackled at the 15-yard line. I believe that is the first offensive play for David Little. He's been in on special teams. But Little out there is a wide receiver in place of Brent Holmes. The receivers are Pierce, P.J. Berry, and David Little. Brent Holmes, the big first half, 5 catches, 75 yards, including that 44-yarder. Baziner on first down, going back to throw. Steps up in the pocket, scrambling around, and will have positive yardage. Gets hammered up against the wall across the 15-yard line. Looks like they're going to spot it at the 17. So a 2-yard pickup for quarterback Matt Baziner, who has run the ball well. Now they bring it back a little bit. So a 1-yard pickup for Baziner. 2nd down and 9 now for the San Antonio Talons. Pierce, Little, and Berry will all split out to the right side, which is the wide side of the field. P.J. Berry, the high motion man. Baziner gets the snap, quick pass out to Little, makes the catch, looking for a block, goes head-to-head with the defender of Arizona, Dukes. And Kellum. Short pickup, nice pickup, about 6 yards, maybe 7. 3rd down and 2. Ball is at the 24-yard line, the Talons 24-yard line. Ray Philly all barking the play in to quarterback Matt Baziner, who's making his first start as a San Antonio Talon. Little will be the high motion man. Baziner hands it to Benson. Benson trying to go right side. He's going to be short of a first down, it looks like. He's at the 25, needed the 24 of Arizona. It's going to be 4th down and 1. San Antonio 1 for 3 on 4th down tries tonight. And on the season, their percentage on converting not great coming into the game, 39%. And they're 1 of 3 tonight. Baziner under center, quarterback sneak, loses the football, fumbles it, and it's going to be Arizona ball, turnover on downs. He recovered his own fumble as he was trying a quarterback sneak, but loses a yard, and San Antonio will turn it over on downs for the 3rd time tonight, and Arizona takes over right near midfield, leading 42-27 with 6:46 to play in the 3rd quarter. San Antonio, and I know I sound like a broken record, somehow has to try to get a stop. They go down 3 scores here midway through the 3rd quarter. It's going to be tough for them to come back. Davila back to throw on first down, has all day and fires. It's tipped away, nearly intercepted by Holmes. Maurice Holmes had an opportunity there. Kerry Reed, the intended receiver, And maybe not much of an opportunity for Holmes as I see it on the replay. It happened on the near boards as they were falling to the ground. Holmes tipped it away, but never really had a chance to catch that football. 2nd down and 10 from the 24. Purify and Reed on the right side for Nick Davila. Gets the snap. Going back to throw. Firing long. Wide open. Touchdown Reed. Good night. The defense is left. Keep a wide open all night long. Might hear some light booing from the Talons fans here inside the Alamo Dome. And you've got Johnson and Holmes looking at each other, trying to figure out which one blew the assignment defensively. But another touchdown pass for Nick Davila, and it's now 48-27. Starting to look like a blowout on the scoreboard, but it's been a better football game than what the score is showing right now. Rattlers on for the extra point try. There's the snap. Kick is up and good. And with 4:58 to play in the 3rd quarter, the Arizona Rattlers now lead 49-27. We're back after this on 1250 ESPN San Antonio. Well, just under 5 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Arizona doing what Arizona does at score. 49-27 now for the Arizona Rattlers, who come in averaging 65.3 points a game. San Antonio on the season allows 58.3. Talons with 27 points. They average 43.8. Rogers back deep to return the kick. Off the net, hits the iron, and Benson fields it, knocks it back. Rogers picks it up in the end zone and returns it out to the 5-yard line. Benson tried to do a belly flop on the ball and it squirted loose, but Rogers was able to pick it up and at least get out to the 5-yard line. And that is where Matt Baziner will take over on this drive. Baziner is yet to throw a touchdown pass in this game. Benson has 3 rushing touchdowns. Baziner has 1 rushing touchdown. P.J. Berry will split to the right. Pearson Little to the left. 2 straight possessions with no Brent Holmes. Baziner scrambling, fires, and this one is into the stands. Keith Brown a chance at an interception, but had to fight through the down marker and some fans and loses it into the seats. And that kid wearing a Tony Romo jersey gets his 2nd football of the game. Who says Tony Romo can't be lucky? Injured player down for San Antonio. Trying to see the number. Ray Filial down, the offensive coordinator with them, and looks like Pierre Turner is going to come into the game. Looking to see who's up. That might be Benson that is down. Benson with 3 rushing touchdowns tonight has been solid. Injury timeout brought to you by the San Antonio Orthopedic Group. You can follow the San Antonio Talons on Twitter at SA Talons. You can follow me at Jason Minnix, Minnix, or you can follow ESPN 1250, easy enough, at ESPN 1250. San Antonio Talons, after this one, head out to Washington next week, where they'll play the Spokane Shock before coming home for 2 games. The Jacksonville Sharks on July 6th, 3 o'clock afternoon game. Then on July 12th, it will be the Cleveland Gladiators coming into San Antonio. Back-to-back home dates, which likely wraps up the home schedule for the San Antonio Talons, because after those 2 home games, Jacksonville and Cleveland respectively, the Talons head out on the road to Los Angeles to play the Kiss on July 19th, and then they wrap up the regular season in the Big Easy to play the Voodoo in New Orleans on July 26th. Mathematically, outside shot at postseason play is still there, although unlikely, but it is still there. But even if they were able to get into the postseason, doubtful that they would actually get a game here inside the Alamo Dome. Come enjoy the action. Get your tickets online at SanAntonioTalons.com. It was Mocha Ruffins, the injured player, who is slowly walking off the field. In fact, walking by my location as we speak, probably about 15 yards away. Our broadcast location, press row, right behind the field level suites here inside at the Alamo Dome. Second down and 10. After the incomplete pass before the injury. And they're still waiting for Ruffins to get all the way off the field before they whistle ready for play. And there's the whistle. Talons at the line of scrimmage. P.J. Berry in motion. Baziner back to throw. Pump fakes, fires behind. Little incomplete. It will bring up third down and 10 from the 5-yard line with 3:50 to play now in this third quarter. That pump fake costs Baziner a chance at a completion there. He pump faked, then threw it behind Little. Brent Holmes has not been in on the last 2 possessions for San Antonio. Looking over in the bench area to see if I can see him, and I don't. Of course, that's a crowded area. Baziner back to throw. Fires, has a man open. Pierce makes the catch, and that will be a first down for San Antonio up to the 17-yard line. A wobbly duck thrown by Matt Baziner, but hauled in by Doug Pierce for a first down for the San Antonio Talons. They need that. After that last Arizona touchdown, there is zero energy inside the Alamo Dome from the crowd. None. Maybe because the dollar beer sales end at halftime. I don't know, but full price beers in the second half, and Arizona adding to their lead can do that. Going long here, P.J. Berry stops on the route. P.J. Berry apparently, and I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, didn't see the ball in the air, stopped on the route on what was a pretty good throw by Matt Baziner into the corner of the end zone. Not saying Berry would have made the catch if he had run through his route, but at least he would have given himself an opportunity to make a catch. Second down and 10 from the 17-yard line. Coming up on 2 minutes to play here in this third quarter. 49-27. All 3 receivers to the right side. Baziner back to throw under pressure. He escapes a sack somehow, still on his feet, gets up to the 20 and then ridden out of bounds near the 24-yard line by Reed. Baziner looking for a face mask penalty. Hand got up there, but I don't know if he actually grabbed the face mask. Looking on the replay, oh yeah, that should have been a face mask penalty. None called though. Brings up third down and 4 after the 6-yard pickup on the scramble by quarterback Matt Baziner. And that should have mentioned, a running quarterback is something the San Antonio Talons haven't had. And Baziner calls a timeout here.
Timeout. San Antonio.
First of the half for the San Antonio Talons. And don't know if they just didn't like the play call or if there was something there. Interesting time for a timeout, but when you think about San Antonio's lack of success on 3rd and 4th down, making sure you have the right play or one that you're comfortable with. What I found interesting, it was Benson that initially wanted the timeout, the running back, before Baziner turned around and called the timeout. Play clock was at 9. Tavaga back in the game with his left leg heavily wrapped from the knee down to below his calf. And you know, a lot of these Talons players playing hurt. And so many guys on IR. DJ Stevens sitting right in front of me, arm in that sling after he had to have shoulder surgery. Robert Quiroga still out. 3rd down and 4 now from the 23-yard line. Baziner back to throw. Looking downfield, pump fakes, fires, floats one up. Little grubs up and goes up, makes a huge grab for a big first down. Nice 3rd down conversion there for the San Antonio Talons to keep this drive alive as they try to get into the end zone here before the end of this 3rd quarter.
Pass interference, defense number 19. Penalty is declined. Result of the play is the first down.
There was a defensive penalty on that play, but clearly the San Antonio Talons declined that penalty. It will be 1st and goal from the 10-yard line after that completion to Little. Pierce will be the motion man. Baziner going back to throw. Rolling to his right. He's going to take off and run. Gets clobbered at the 5-yard line. And I don't know if that's just his style, him being such a new quarterback to this Talons roster. If it's his style or if it's just newness, shaking off rust after not playing for a year. Not seeing what he wants initially and tucking it and running. But it gets down to the 4-yard line, so it's 2nd down and goal from the 4. Benson in the backfield has 3 rushing touchdowns tonight. Likely the final play of the 3rd quarter unless they score. Benson on the run, starts right, and he's going to be tackled at the 2-yard line. And I can't imagine the Talons run another play before the end of the quarter. And they won't. 000's on the clock at the end of 3.
That's the end of the
it's
third
Arizona
quarter.
49, San Antonio 27. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 2 when we start the 4th quarter after this timeout on 1250 ESPN San Antonio. Outscored in the 3rd quarter is 156-87. And of course that trend has continued tonight as they were outscored in the 3rd quarter here tonight once again, as Arizona was able to get 2 touchdowns to San Antonio's 1. San Antonio outscored 14-7, which allowed Arizona to extend their lead out to 49-27. 3rd down and goal from the 2-yard line is how we will start things here in the fourth quarter. Benson in the backfield. And lots of movement. Nobody knew what they were doing on that play.
False start. Offense number 71. 5-yard penalty.
They call the
Third
false
down.
start on Shannon Tavaga, but in reality, they could have called it against Brandon Cisse or Benson or the center or the quarterback. That was just an ugly play. And instead of 3rd and goal from the 2, it's now 3rd and goal from the 7-yard line. And I would imagine now at the 7, the run play is going to be out of the picture. Baziner. Has completed 12 of 25 passes for 144 yards, no touchdowns. Going back to throw here, 3rd and goal from the 7. Fires into the end zone. It's tipped. It's intercepted. First interception thrown in the game by Baziner, and the Rattlers with an outstanding return back near midfield. And now that looks like there's a fight going on at the 10-yard line. Can't see which Talon is involved in that play. It's Baziner who got body slammed by Antaj Hawthorne. All the way back at the 10-yard line. There's still players jawing. Coach Lee Johnson escorting Jeremy Richardson out of the Arizona bench area. Let's see what, if anything, gets called here. There are no flags on the return after the guy that picked it off intercepted it. Hawthorne just kept riding Baziner all the way down the field and then took him down at the 10-yard line. Essentially still blocking. No flags called, which is a bit surprising with a takedown like that well after the whistle. And Lee Johnson visiting, I'll say it that way, with the referee. He's livid that his quarterback got slammed like that. And he runs away from the referee, just kind of shaking his head. So another blown opportunity there for San Antonio to get on the scoreboard. They've turned it over on downs 3 times and a red zone interception. Down 49-27. And Nick Davila with an opportunity here to put the Talons away early in the fourth quarter of this one. Nick Davila having another outstanding game. 16 of 22, 213 yards, 7 touchdowns, no interceptions, has not been sacked. Purify has 3 touchdown catches. Rod Windsor has 2. Windsor with 5 catches for 73 yards. Tyson Poots with 3 catches, 42 yards and a touchdown. Not sure why such a delay here on the change of possession. The Kiss Me Cam showing some Arizona players who opt not to participate in the Kiss Me Cam festivities. After the long timeout, following the interception, Arizona has the football after the interception. 1st and 10 from their own 23-yard line. Davila under center, hands the ball off. Singleton on the carry, picks up a couple of yards, gets across midfield, and it's still kind of chippy out there. Mark Wovoda getting into it with one of the offensive linemen of the Arizona Rattlers. Little extracurricular, no harm, no foul. Sherman Carter, the offensive lineman, and Wovoda and Sherman still jawing as they come back towards midfield. Wovoda clapping his hands, doing the come on sign. His 2nd down play should be interesting between those two. 2nd down and 6 from the 4-yard line. Excuse me, from the 23-yard line. 2nd down and 6. Davila back to throw. Under pressure, fires a strike, has it complete to Windsor. Hit up against the wall, shy of a 1st down. Lopez and Rogers in on the stop for the San Antonio Talons. It will bring up 3rd down and 1 after the 5-yard completion. Windsor slammed right into the Bagel Factory sign, and they're going to give him forward progress. Even on the replay, it didn't look like he got a 1st down. But They call it first down. 1st and 10 from the Talons 17-yard line. 13.5 to play in the fourth quarter of this one. Davila under center. Toss sweep Singleton, trying the left side. Not much there. Still on his feet and finally brought down all that, and it'll be a 1-yard pickup. Late flags, extracurriculars, and Brandon Cisse of the San Antonio Talons falls to the ground late with a little assistance, and I'm going to guess that's the officials trying to keep control of this one. That should be a personal foul penalty coming against the Arizona Rattlers. We'll wait for the official call, but that's what it looked like.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense number 73. 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Joe Gibbs called for the unnecessary roughness penalty. And clear on the replay. So it will bring up 2nd down and 18, ball back at the 25-yard line after the penalty. 49-27, Arizona with the lead. Tyson Poots in motion. Davila gets the snap, going back to throw. Whistles will blow this play dead. It's a false start penalty coming against the Arizona Rattlers.
False start, offense number 15, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
That penalty on Kerry Reed, the wide receiver for the Arizona Rattlers. So 2nd and 23, back at their own 20. Not a lot of penalties in this game up until this point. Now the officials making their money. Defense with an opportunity to get a stop. 2nd and 23. What they can't do is let one of those wide receivers get crazy separation, which the Arizona Rattlers wide receivers have been able to do this entire game. Windsor coming in motion. Davila stops him. Confusion. Gets the snap off in time. Fires it out to Poots. He makes the catch, breaks the tackle, and gets across midfield inside the Talons 20 down to the 16-yard line. Back to almost the original line of scrimmage. Davila just has such control over everything going on with this offense. He knows the offense so well in all the different situations. 3rd down and 10. Davila back to throw. Looking downfield, flags fly, corner of the end zone, overshoots his intended wide receiver. Maurice Purify in the bench area, the closest to it. Doesn't make the catch though. But the question is the penalty against the Arizona Rattlers, or will it be against San Antonio? A 3rd and 10 situation and a penalty. And if it's against San Antonio, Lee Johnson might have an aneurysm.
Approach from the 2nd neutral zone. Defense number 3. 5-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
And there you go. I mean, and that's what's been driving Coach Johnson nuts, is a penalty on 3rd and long or on 4th down that's an automatic 1st down, and Lee Johnson arguing with the officials, and he might get kicked out of this game. I mean, they just threw a flag on Lee Johnson for unsportsmanlike conduct.
Against San Antonio head coach. Half the distance to the goal, 1st down.
He's still mad because he's looking at the replay saying the original call on Pierre Turner shouldn't have been made. And he gets half the distance. I can hear him yelling from here. And the referee still hasn't gone over and talked to him, and that has him upset. The official nearest him is getting an earful. And now the referee, well, he's going over to talk with Lee Johnson. Lee Johnson with hands on hip. And apparently that's not a reviewable play. See what the official tells the crowd, if anything. And Lee Johnson still barking at him. And Pierre Turner coming out of the game, helmet off. I wonder did Pierre just get kicked out? Pierre Turner has left the field of play. He's in the bench area. Back to live action. Davila hands it off to Singleton, and Singleton fighting his way for about a 2-yard pickup. So a 3rd and 10 penalty on Pierre Turner gave Arizona a 1st down. Lee Johnson goes nuts, gets an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty that moves the ball down to the 5, and then Turner came out of the game. I'm trying to think.
Number 70 is eligible. Number
how
70
many other penalties have been
eligible.
on Pierre Turner, and if he was forced out of the game because of that, or if Coach Johnson just pulled him. Second down and goal now from the 3 for Arizona. They lead it 49-27.
Timeout. Arizona.
Arizona takes a timeout here. And Lee Johnson still hasn't really settled down. He's counting his guys to make sure he's got all the right ones out there. Interesting sequence there for the San Antonio Talons, but it's plays like that, situations like that, which is why they are a one-win football team. A lack of discipline. Official timeout on the field. We'll break it as well here on 1250 ESPN San Antonio. The San Antonio Talons dance team, the Sky Dancers, still on the field, while the Arizona Rattlers are trying to get to the line of scrimmage. But I guess with the timeout taken by Arizona, they decided to make that an official timeout. So we have some entertainment here inside the Alamo Dome, and that timeout probably good for San Antonio, their defense to settle things down, for Lee Johnson to regroup. I mean, you look at the game situation, 49-27 is the score. Arizona with the lead in a goal-to-goal situation, trying to put this game away. Now, anybody that follows arena football knows that a 22-point lead, even a 29 if Arizona scores here, is not a insurmountable lead to come back from. Traditional outdoor football, yeah, you're up 28, you're going to win. But in the Arena League, things can happen so quickly and you can score so fast. But San Antonio's had the issues this year of falling behind and then unable to catch up. Back to live action, second and goal from the 3. Singleton on the carry, and Singleton is down inside the 1-yard line. He doesn't get into the end zone. So it will bring up third and goal for the Arizona Rattlers. And it looks like Brandon Cisse getting up limping. See if he stays in the game. And he goes to the huddle. Now he's leaning over, trying to stay in the game. And of course, with Pierre Turner not in right now, Singleton on the carry, hit and into the end zone, touchdown Arizona. 10 minutes to play in the fourth quarter of this one. Singleton finally gets it into the end zone, and the Arizona Rattlers extend their lead 55-27. Extra point try to come here for the Rattlers. Gotta love social media.
75 are eligible. 65.
Lynn
75.
Hughes on Twitter at, I don't even know how to say that on Twitter, trying to tell me how to say the kicker's name. Rattanamore. I guess he does the Arizona game. Said, I just called him new guy until we figured out how to pronounce it. Here's the extra point try. Stutter step, kick is up and good. Doesn't matter. Rattanamore able to get it through for the extra point, making the lead now 56-27. Think about the pronunciation guide provided by the Arizona Rattlers. The one guy with a hard name to say isn't listed on there. 56-27 the score, 9:14 to play in the fourth quarter of this one. Arizona trying to and looking like they are on their way to improving to 13-0 on the season, while San Antonio will drop to 1-12 if they're not able to get some sort of miraculous comeback here. The Arizona Rattlers' upcoming schedule, I mean, you think about the possibilities of an undefeated season. They've got to go, or they're home next week against Los Angeles, then at San Jose, at Spokane following a bye week, then Portland and at Orlando to close out the regular season. San Jose this year, 8-4, always wild games when San Jose and Arizona play. And of course, Spokane is a 500 football team, but it's tough to play up there. Here's the kickoff for Arizona. Rodgers back deep, fields it in the end zone. It doesn't even make the net. Rodgers with a good return. Rodgers still on his feet at the 20 at midfield, breaking near side, looking for a block at the 15, and is going to get tackled near the 12-yard line. Outstanding return by Kelvin Rodgers, and maybe that's what the Talons need. Get a kind of spark like that, get on the scoreboard and start the comeback, down 56-27. Jack Harris, who caught a football earlier, stopping by to say hi. 8:54 to play. Great return by Rodgers. Brett Holmes, after missing a couple of possessions offensively, back in the game. Barry, Holmes, and Pierce, the receivers. Back deep to throw. Scrambling, firing it. Up against the wall, making a catch for a very short 2-yard gain is Pierce. Baziner just nowhere to go with the football. Buying time to stay alive. Second down and 8 from the 10-yard line. Pierce splits out left. Brent Holmes on the left side, high motion man. Baziner gets the snap. Stutter steps, and he's going to take off and lose a yard on the play. Baziner doesn't take a lot of time in seeing if somebody gets open. Although the way the offensive line is playing, he knows he doesn't have a whole lot of time back there. But if first option isn't there, his option appears to be run, or has been most of the night. At least scramble and look for somebody open. 3rd and 9 now from the 11-yard line. 7:30 to play. 56-27, Talons trail. They fake the toss sweep, fire it back to P.J. Barry. Barry makes a move, gets across the 5, breaks a tackle, and P.J. Barry fights his way into the end zone. Touchdown, San Antonio. Outstanding effort from P.J. Barry. Loses a shoe in the process, his fluorescent orange shoes. One comes off, 2 Arizona defensive players are down hurt, but the Talons into the end zone. Both players for Arizona able to get up. But what an effort that time by P.J. Barry.
Is eligible.
Garrett Lindemann for the extra point try to make it 56-34 if he's true on the PAT. Snap is high. Baziner gets it down. Kick is up. Kick is good. And our new score, the Arizona Rattlers 56, the San Antonio Talons 34 here on 1250 ESPN San Antonio. P.J. Barry on just his second catch of the game. Goes 11 yards for the touchdown. Now 56-34. Baziner is now 14 of 28 for 157 yards and a touchdown. His first touchdown pass of the game. Nick Davila, 18 of 24 for 232 yards and 7 touchdowns. Odd to see 4 rushing touchdowns from an arena football team. But 4 of San Antonio's 5 touchdowns have come on the ground. And you got to expect onside kicks here for San Antonio. The Talons have recovered 2 of 15 tries. The Rattlers, ironically, have had 16 attempts on them. 2 of them have been recovered. Lindham has done a nice job on onside kicks. Kicks this one high, good bounce, and it's batted out of play by the Arizona Rattlers. Heads up play there. Not sure which Rattler played volleyball for a moment. Flag comes down late. See what the penalty is. Flag comes in well after the play. Here's the official. Maybe. Kerry Reed.
Illegal bat, number 15. 5-yard penalty. Arizona keeps the ball. First down.
You know, Kerry Reed cost his team 5 yards with an illegal bat, but reality is they keep possession. That's a smart play by Kerry Reed. So San Antonio unsuccessful on the onside kick try as they continue to chase possessions. They somehow have to figure out how to get a turnover. New quarterback in the game for Arizona, Jason Mariota, who's gotten a lot of playing time. His first pass, of course, it's a touchdown. Are you kidding me? Steps in and fires a touchdown strike. And it's now 62-34 with 6:10 to play. And that's just what Arizona does. I mean, it really is.
Number 65,
and you think about
75,
as good as
65, 75.
Arizona's been this year, Mariota has gotten a lot of playing time. Mostly in cleanup duty. Extra point up and good. And it's 63-34. 5:44 to play here on 1250 ESPN San Antonio. All right. Is that your personal one or the one in the studio? Did you call the engineer? All right. So Arizona puts in their backup quarterback, and they promptly score a touchdown, a one-play drive. But Mariota has completed 21 of 34 passes on the season for 177 yards, 6 touchdowns, make it 7 now, only threw 2 interceptions. Here's the kickoff for Arizona. High, deep kick. Brent Holmes back deep to return it. Hits the slack netting and goes out of bounds out of the back of the end zone. So no chance at a return for B. Holmes. What's interesting as I look at stats, and stats don't always tell the story, but San Antonio trailing in this game 63-34. But San Antonio's time of possession compared to Arizona, if this is right, 35:07 to 18:52. I mean, that just doesn't seem right. Although Arizona's got a lot of 1- and 2-play scoring drives, but 35 minutes and you have 34 points, that just doesn't seem right. Baziner on first down gets the completion out to Pierce. Pierce is going to be tackled after a short gain up at the 9-yard line. Doug Pierce with another catch for San Antonio. He's had a nice game. Pierce with his 4th catch, long at 13. 2nd down and 6 after the 4-yard completion. Just under 5 minutes to play in this one here inside the Alamo Dome. P.J. Berry in motion. Baziner back to throw, dumps it out to Benson out of the backfield, and Benson rumbling up to the 20-yard line. 11 yards on that catch by Michael Benson. 1st down, San Antonio. Pierce will come left, P.J. Berry to the right. Brent Holmes will be the high motion man coming up on the left side. Baziner gets the snap, going back to throw. Looking downfield for Brent Holmes, corner of the end zone. Contact, pass interference coming against the Arizona Rattlers. The defensive back from Arizona, Alan Chapman, got a whole lot of jersey on Brent Holmes, and he's going to be penalized for it.
Automatic 1st down.
Automatic 1st down for the San Antonio Talons. Referees don't always get easy calls to make, but that one was. And look, you give up the penalty yardage or a touchdown, you take the penalty yardage. It's 1st and 10 now from the 20 for the Talons. All 3 receivers right now on the left side. P.J. Berry, the high motion man. Baziner back to throw. 1st and 10 from the 20, fires across the middle, easy interception. Easy interception. And Floyd still on his feet on the return. Now he's looking for somebody to lateral the ball to near midfield. Now he's going to take off and run. He's at the 10, he's at the 5, and he's finally going to get tripped up by Pierce at the 1-yard line. Are you kidding? What a return that time by Floyd. What a lack of effort by the San Antonio Talons in trying to make a tackle. There was some containment there, and a couple of guys trying, like Baziner. Baziner got him to turn around, then there was nobody for him to pitch it to, and he said, all right, I'll keep running, because nobody was chasing him. And Pierce downfield finally trips him up inside the 5-yard line at the 1. 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. Very poor pass that time by Matt Baziner. Easy interception. Mariota under center. Handoff to Singleton. Touchdown, Arizona. 69-34 with 3 minutes to play. Extra point coming here for the Arizona Rattlers. San Antonio lost to Pittsburgh 70-17.
65-75 are eligible. 65-75.
They lost to Philadelphia 76-40. This will be the 2nd time they've given up 70 this and the extra point makes it 70-34. 2:25 to play. We're back after this on 1250 ESPN San Antonio. All right. The most points ever given up by San Antonio at home was last year to the Arizona Rattlers when they lost 70-21. Progress, 70-34. All right, that was snarky. Here's the kickoff from Arizona. Rogers back deep, fields it off the netting, turns upfield, stutter steps, looking for a lane, fires upfield, gets across the 10-yard line. 2:15 to play in this one. It was 35-20 at halftime. So back-to-back 35-point halves for the Arizona Rattlers. Assuming they don't get another touchdown in this one, they might. Flags down here as San Antonio left early. Easy penalty call here coming on Shannon Tabaga.
Full start. Offense, number 71. 5-yard penalty. First down.
False start penalty. Step San Antonio back 5 yards. 1:54 to play. Baziner back to throw, has this one batted down by Hawthorne. Big fella in the middle gets a pass deflection. He's had a very active game. Probably a good way to say it. .21 fourth quarter so far for the Arizona Rattlers. They've outscored San Antonio 21-7. It's what they did in the first quarter, what they're doing here in the fourth. There's a pass to P.J. Berry sliding down. He loses the football. It's incomplete. Nearly intercepted. In fact, the defensive back thinks he got the interception on the deflection, but
rules are now in effect.
not going to be there. At the 1 minute warning in this one, we're back after this on 1250 ESPN San Antonio. .58 seconds to play in this one. San Antonio looking at second down and 15 from the 5. Baziner back to throw. Standing in his end zone. Fires long and incomplete. Intended for Doug Pierce. Pierce stopped on his route. Baziner looked like he was expecting him to keep going across the field. In the final minutes of each half, the timing rules do change. The clock does stop on incomplete passes or when you go out of bounds. In Arena Football League, out of bounds is when you hit the wall, or extend the ball over the wall as if you're running out of bounds. So the clock stops with 53 seconds. Talons take a timeout. And why not? You might wonder why when you're down 70-34. But the reality is, at this point, as many options and opportunities as they can get. Baziner working with these wide receivers, and crazy things have happened in this league. Don't expect to see anything like that tonight, but crazy things have happened in the Arena Football League. Hope this town goes crazy tomorrow night. Spurs with the opportunity to clinch the NBA title tomorrow night in Game 5. .70-34, third down and long. Baziner back to throw. They'll blow this play dead. Flags down.
Offside. Defense, number 65, unabated to the quarterback. 5-yard
Offsides
penalty,
against
automatic
Arizona.
first down.
And that's an automatic first down for San Antonio. So you go from long down in distance to 1st and 10. Good fortune comes too late there for San Antonio. Ball goes moved up to the 10-yard line. 1st and 10. But only 53 seconds to play in this one. Baziner under center. P.J. Berry in motion. Baziner going back to throw. Steps up in the pocket. He's going to take off and run. Gets grabbed up on the head area. No face mask penalty called. And they burn another timeout. And Baziner clearly yells at the ref.
San Antonio.
He grabbed my face mask.
30 seconds.
But no flag. Timeout taken by the Talons. That is their final timeout with 44 seconds to play. San Antonio hits the road next week. They will be in Washington to take on the Spokane Shock. Then they've got 2 home games, Jacksonville and Cleveland, on July 6th and July 12th. You can get your tickets online at sanantoniotalons.com or call the San Antonio Talons at 227-TEAM. 227-TEAM. Baziner has gone the whole way in this one for San Antonio. Has played well. Did throw that late interception. But all in all, Baziner's had a pretty good first start. 16-34 for 172 yards and a touchdown. He's also carried the ball 13 times for 63 yards. Baziner back to throw here, looking long for P.J. Berry, and it's intercepted. Intercepted by the Arizona Rattlers' Marquise Floyd with the INT. Second interception for Floyd. Both interceptions coming here in the fourth quarter for the Arizona Rattlers defense. So 37 seconds to play. And let's see if Arizona tries to tack on another touchdown here before going back to Phoenix. Mariota will stay in at quarterback. He came in relief of Nick Davila after Davila had an outstanding game, 19-25 for 249 yards and 8 touchdowns, no interceptions. Joe Gibbs, the offensive lineman, in the backfield, and they're just going to try to run the clock out here. 30 seconds on the clock. They don't have to run another play. And it doesn't look like they will. This one is officially over. Our final score from the Alamo Dome. The Arizona Rattlers improved to 13-0 on the season as they dropped the San Antonio Talons to 1-12. The final score, Arizona 70, San Antonio 34. We're back with the postgame show after this on 1250 ESPN San Antonio. We good on spots? All right.